Okay, so a few days gone by, I've been working on a colour editor to do so as I can have a colour editor on here, which has meant that I've needed to implement these DragFloats so as I can get the colours from the picker. So we've got a DragFloat for without any text, we've got a DragFloat for with text, so that just adds a prefix for on that particular one I've chosen there, RGBA. DragFloat 3 without any text, and a DragFloat 3 with text. This is all going to go on this colour editor, so this is a pop-up window that I've created, which will have a square on it with all the colours in, and the DragFloats will be at the bottom of it or somewhere. It'll have a box on the side here for selection. The DragFloats don't work at the moment. They're not interactable. I've just set them all out. It's taken me ages to do because of getting all the spacings and the padding and everything right. I had a major problem with cursor float. I think it's a good way of putting it. The first button was fine. The second button, I was finding that you couldn't click it until about a quarter of the way down. The third one, you had to go halfway down before you could click it. The fourth one, you had to go all the way to the bottom. The fifth one, you had to go below the button to click the which was absolutely useless. Now it's really precise, and that was all to do with the fact that I'd messed up the actual frame buffer size on the window. I wasn't getting the actual size of the window. I was setting it to manually to 800, 600 in code, which of course isn't the frame buffer size, so caused me all sorts of problems. So in the widget section, buttons not changed at the moment. I've just started work on an input text box where I want to be able to get input from, being able to type in there and have that value kept. I want to add a multi-lined text box, work in process as well. These are the DragFloat bits and how they're all set up. This is the drag 3. Oh, I can't spit it out. I should have named it, but better name that probably. With text, so you can add RGB, you can add X, Y, Z, you can add anything you like in there. That's that. Then we've got a 3 without text. You just get the 3 boxes. None of them work at the moment. They're all just same with the DragFloats 4 RGBA. DragFloat 4 not working either. DragFloat 4 without text involved. Sliders, we've done all these bits. I've covered these in the last one. A new one I did add was which is used on the button, which was same line. I don't think I said about that in the last one, but you can now do same line. So yeah, nothing else down here at the moment. Oh, this is going to be the editor for. I'm going to have a color 3 editor and a color 4 editor. So, but that the button, the same line. That's how these buttons here are. These are image buttons. That's how they're being done on same line. So you just write same line again. You could add another one. You could add as many as you want to go across. I mean, at some point I'm going to need to be able to set up tables and columns, etc. That's a bit way down the path yet. Yeah, so it's been real good fun. It's turning the last little bit of hair I've got grey with trying to fathom out some of this stuff and trying to get some of it to work. It's all done in main. We're doing the first window opens automatically because that's set to true when it starts, and this is how we draw the bits onto the screen. Window 2 is open with the space bar, so press the space bar to open the second window. This is how we draw all the images. These are the image buttons, that's just the image box, pretty much the same as the image button, slightly different setup. The color editor at the bottom with the color in it. Yeah, so this is the start of the pop-up ready for the color editor. So lots of visual changes, but not a lot of usable stuff. Yeah, because like I say, the DragFloats just don't work. The input text box doesn't work either at the moment. That's not I'm fathoming out how you get I've worked out how to print text on the screen, but now we've got to be able to capture text from the keyboard, so that'll be a little bit harder. Anyhow, that's where I'm up to at the moment. I'm really pleased with the results at the moment and how it looks. It looks how in my mind it was supposed to look, and what I was trying to do. I want to be able to set things where eventually we can change the colour of the background and maybe the toolbar, maybe have window rounding. There's lots floating about in my mind. That's probably because it's empty, but that's another story. But no, so the next big thing is going to be the colour picker. I'm going to put all these bits into action with the input text box and everything else, and try to have it so as you click the button and a colour picker comes up, and then obviously that'll come up when you've selected it to change the colour of something. But that's quite a way down the road before we get that. I need to be able to get these bits working, the input text box working, and the colour picker working, and then we can start with some of the other bits. Anyhow, thanks for watching if you did.